Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Zamboni Talk. Before we start today, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. And as always, any comments you have, drop them down in the comment section below. Any disagreements, any thoughts on the matter, just anything in general, I would love to hear your thoughts. So, today's topic of the video is going to be being personable and friendly can get you really far and open doors and opportunities that you never thought possible. So, this is a subject that I started to think of that came to my mind because of something once again that has happened in my personal life. So, it's funny. The story actually goes is I was working my job as a Zamboni driver, my side job, of course, and a fellow came up and started to check the batteries on the Zamboni. That was his job, to check the battery. He used a voltmeter, the multimeters, and all that, and he was checking the batteries for their capacity and how they were doing. So after I was done my ice clean and he came into the Zamboni bay and was doing his work, I started to talk to him. And he seemed like a friendly enough guy, so we just got to talking. And we started talking for 5-10 minutes just about our lives in general, what's going on in the world. And he offered me a job immediately. And he said, the job starts at $80,000 a year. To do what I'm doing, I'll train you on the spot and let's get going. And of course, I'm so busy with my main job and my side job as well, and my investment endeavors that I don't have the capacity right now to take on a full-time job. But the opportunity that this created, just because I was able to talk and articulate and have things in common with this fellow, allowed me to get to the point where he actually offered me a job, a decently paying job as well. I'm sure a lot of people out there would kill to have a job that pays that wage from the start and all in-house training. That's tremendous. And really, the way I got to this was that I was able to just be personable with him, and I was able to articulate my thoughts in an intelligent manner, and that allowed me to be offered a job right there. And I thought that was absolutely incredible because I think people underestimate the fact that if you're just good with talking to people and good at articulating and you're interesting and you have things to say, that will take you so far in life. And I think that is really underestimated and undervalued for a lot of different people because people don't really think of this. They think, oh, how am I going to open doors? What am I going to take? What courses am I going to take? What am I going to do to advance myself in life? When sometimes advancing yourself in life is just creating the right relationships with people. Sometimes that's it. To be a likable person and to create the right relationship sometimes is all you need to advance yourself. And what if this was an avenue I went down and this job and this career became something that I started at the bottom and then I turned into an upper management level position. And then, this is a career, this was a super prosperous career. What if this all started because of that? Because I was just nice and friendly and interesting to this person that came in. So that's just something I wanted to open everybody's eyes to, because that is really underestimated. Everybody talks about how to get ahead in life, but it's not usually stated the fact that to get ahead, sometimes it's the people that you interact with on a daily basis that you wouldn't suspect are going to accentuate your life in any way, which is the most important interactions a lot of times. So that was really cool, and that just really sprung an idea for a video because I thought that was really cool, and I thought that I have people in my life on the other side of the spectrum that think that opportunities never come their way, that they can never get ahead with anything in life, and then I turn around and they are they're rude to a lot of people. They're not friendly. They're not interesting. They have nothing to say. They're not articulate with anybody. And and then I start to think, hey, maybe there's a reason you're having so much bad luck. Maybe there's a reason nobody's going out on a whim and doing things for you and opening doors for you and opening avenues for you in any which way, right? So I thought that was really cool. And I actually have another example of this, which is a little bit of a more strange story that I have, where something similar happened to me as well. And I was 18 years old, and I remember this day very, very clearly. I was 18 years old. I was parking outside of the gym. I had music going really loud. I was listening to AC/DC. I was getting ready for leg day, right? I was getting ready to squat a lot of weight, you know, get a really hard, good workout. And I was really amped up. I was on pre-workout, the whole 9 yards. So I'm backing into a spot in front of my gym, and I backed right into an Escalade, right? The trailer hitch of my truck hit an Escalade, right? So I get out. I'm in a mad panic. I'm 18 years old. I don't know what to do, right? I'm so worried. I didn't understand how insurance worked or anything along those lines. I was just panicking to the max. This guy was really upset. He got out. He had a baby in the car. He was just furious. He got out of his car, and I said, you know what? I have my parents under this insurance as well. Let's just settle this outside of insurance. I'll pay you out for this, right? And I started talking to the guy, and then he followed me back to my house. Actually, I grabbed a check for him and I wrote him a check. I believe it was for $1,500 or something, because there was damage to his bumper, and there's nothing on an Escalade that's cheap in any way at all. So I wrote him this check, and at the time I was young, and it was probably for too much. It was probably really only $900 of damage, maybe $1,000 damage, but I knew that things add up on a car pretty quick, and I just wanted to get this swept under the rug and deal with it, so I wouldn't have to go through insurance or go through my parents or anything along those lines. So, anyways, the reason why I brought up this story is that I started talking to him, and this guy owned an excavation company, right? He owned an excavation company, and he liked my honesty. He liked the fact that I owned up to my mistakes. I took ownership for what I did. I told him that I was very sorry and that I was remorseful for what I did. And I took complete responsibility, and I was willing to make it right. And he was surprised that somebody my age took that sort of ownership and responsibility. And once again, right there, he offered me a job operating a heavy duty piece of equipment. And at the time, I was 18 years old, and it was a job that paid in the mid 30s mid 30s an hour, which at the time I was making probably $15 an hour doing mason work and landscaping. So that was unbelievable, because I just did something to somebody that was pretty bad, and I could have got out and started swearing at the guy that it was his fault that I backed into him, because he kind of pulled in at the same time and created a bit of an issue. But I took complete ownership for the situation, and although I didn't handle it right on the monetary front, there's no way I would fork up that sort of money nowadays without seeing bills and receipts and everything along those lines. But the point is that by me being responsible and taking ownership for what I did, and me being the person that I am to improve the personable skills that I have, I was able to get a job offer out of something that there's no way anybody in this world would think that, hey, if you want an opportunity to get a new job, just back into somebody's car. And although that sounds ridiculous, those are the doors that opened up for me in that certain situation, which brings me back to this point. It's no different whether I was backing into the car in that parking lot of the gym, or whether I was getting off the Zamboni and talking to the guy that was testing the batteries. In both situations, by me being the person that I am, by me doing the work on myself and all that I've done over the years has allowed me to open these doors and opportunities. So I hope this was interesting to some people out there, and I hope that at least from this video, if you can take one thing, and although my stories are a little abstract and a little strange, I hope you can take the fact that always be that guy, or that person, I should say, whether you're a woman or a man. Be that person, because you never ever know when opportunities are going to open up. So put yourself in those positions, talk to everybody you can, and be that person, because you never know either one of those opportunities. I wasn't in a place to take either of them at the time, because the first one I was in so much shock. I just didn't even know what to do. And this latest one, it wasn't my time for this opportunity either. But who knows? Who knows down the road when I'm going to get another opportunity like this because of somebody else that I cross. So always open those doors, get those opportunities going, and be that person. And thank you so much for watching.